David Klein Lovett, Tools for Transformation. That's David Klein, D-A-V-I-D-K-L-I-N-E, Lovett, L-O-V-E-T-T.com. Like you'll love it, all of my books, CDs, and materials. Ha! Today, we're talking about Comedy Made Easy. The greatest comedy book ever written by David Klein Lovett. And we're talking about why be funny. Why is it that we want to be funny in the first place and buy David's book? The reason we want to buy David's book and the reason we want to be funny is the reason why I'm recording this video for you right now. Imagine that you're on a desert island. Yeah, it's tropical and wonderful and everything's great. You have all the food, everything, all the sunlight, all the coconuts you need, and the ability to get those suckers open. But you're there with just one other person. They're completely identical. You have a choice of two. Identical people, same sex, same age, same intelligence, same conversational skills. One is funnier than dirt. The other one, not so much. Who would you rather be stranded on a desert island with? If you remember the movie with Tom Hanks where he was isolated on a desert island all by himself, did Wilson have a sense of humor? No. He didn't. If you were to get married, a spouse or an employee, a coworker, a friend or a neighbor, your husband or wife, and you had the same choice, exactly the same person, except for one thing, a sense of humor, maybe a good sense of humor, who would you rather spend the rest of your life with? There's no question. The funny person. Funny people make more friends. It's just natural. You know, one way to make more friends is you're either rich or you're good looking. Let me just say, good thing that I'm funny. You see, because I'm not rich or all that good looking, but I'm funny. So I have lots, and I have more friends than, I don't even know how many friends I have. Mark Twain said humor is mankind's greatest blessing. Humor is mankind's greatest blessing. Martin Luther, the author of the Protestant movement, said, if there isn't laughter in heaven, I do not want to go. For these same reasons why you'd want to have that person as a spouse or a colleague or a person on a desert island, funny people make more money. It's a proven statistic. People like them. They want to do business with them. They want to interact with them. For some reason, that this person who's funny just makes me feel good. Funny people make more money. Funny people have more friends. Funny people are smarter. And let me tell you, if you buy David Klein Lovett's book, Comedy Made Easy, you can develop a sense of humor and be smarter. The neurons just have to work faster. It's no accident they call people quick-witted or sharp. It's just a practice. It's just a muscle. You read my book, from David Klein Lovett, Comedy Made Easy, and you'll get to understand how to be funny. And as you practice the tools and techniques in the book, it's actually an exercise for your brain. Funny people are smarter. The neurons just click quicker. I notice when there's a group and there's something funny, I get it like a second, almost a full second before the rest of the room. Every single time. Unless it's a joke I don't get at all. I'm not really hip on the latest actors and actresses. I'm spend too much time being a smart aleck to watch television. Funny people get better service. It was a few years ago and I had a reason to be funny and in a good mood. I had purchased my dream car. It was everything on the list I'd put that I wanted in a car. And I'd put down the money. I'd gotten the money out of the bank, and they weren't going to deliver the car for a few hours, and I went out for sushi. And I was just so happy. I said, now maybe I'll finally get a date. Up until I had the car and I was speaking to the chef, I did have a woman make a commitment. In fact, many women had made commitments with me. They were all committed never to see me again. And I didn't understand it because a few years ago, women used to line up to see me when I worked at the bank as a teller. I just couldn't figure it out. You see, I made him laugh. I also complimented him. You do great work. He gave me a sashimi salad. A few months later, I looked it up in the menu and I ordered it. I thought he couldn't have given me a full order. It was a $10 item, a beautiful salad with tuna sashimi, and he had given me a full order, a $10 item, just because I was funny. Funny people get better service. Laughter is known to release stress and tension. Funny people, because it's health benefits, they'll actually live longer. George Burns and Betty White are like 200 years old apiece. And they're still going out and being funny. The blood flows better. There's less tension. There's less stress. That's why they call it dis-ease. When you buy David Klein Lovett's book at davidkleinlovett.com, Comedy Made Easy, you too can live longer like George Burns or Betty White. You too can have more friends. You too can have better health, more friends, and make more money. Funny people are better heard. It's no accident that people from all walks of life can laugh at the silent movies of Charlie Chaplin. It's universal. Funny people are better heard. They're better in social situations. There was a time I was with a group of people, and you know how we just like to make fun of other people? Makes us feel better. Well, one of them, person walking by, it was this lady and she had this funny summer hat. We were at the beach and she just didn't want to get sun on her face. And one of my friends made fun of her. That lady looks so stupid. And I had this sinking feeling. That was my mom. And then immediately my friend Brian said, that's funny because that's my mom. The whole group started laughing and that sinking feeling in my stomach disappeared. laughter and humor can help out and be of assistance and transform what would otherwise be an uncomfortable social situation. Funny people learn better. They're more productive. My coach and teacher, Dr. Reverend Joanne Coleman, she'll make her audience laugh with a joke prior to her most important points. The blood is flowing, they're in a good mood, they're receptive to that point. That woman is a master teacher and does nothing by accident, and she uses humor as a learning tool. They're more productive. The same principle applies with work. If you're happy, you get more done. If you're happy, your job doesn't seem like a job. And when you're happy and having fun doing what you'd called your job, the next thing you know, it's done. Have you ever been in a situation where time flew? I'll bet you it's because you were having fun. And people use humor to speak up. Sometimes it's hard to say something like, oh, I want to tell you this, or I want to tell you that. I know what I've said often. I said, wait, I just have to say this. I know you think I talk too much, but this is an important point. And you know what? And you know why I talk so much? Because if I just keep talking and say enough, eventually, in time, someday, if I talk enough, I'll say something important. So you can use humor to speak up. So let's review. Why be funny? You be funny because you have more friends. People will like you, and when they like you, you'll end up liking yourself more. You'll have more friends. People will be attracted to you. You'll have more joy in your life. You'll have a better, more productive life. You'll make more money. You'll have better service, less stress. You'll live longer. You'll have a better memory. Right after that time, like I said, you'll remember things better. You'll hear it better. You can link humor to your memory. When you hear something funny, you can remember and you can tie it together. You'll be better heard. Better in social situations. More productive, and the ability to speak up. Remember, as Martin Luther said, if I'm not allowed to laugh in heaven, I don't want to go. And Mark Twain. Humor is mankind's, and he would have said womankind's in another time, is mankind, womankind's greatest blessings. So don't forget, Comedy Made Easy, DavidKleinLevitt.com, for your life, the life you deserve, the life that you want, the life of your dreams, so you can do, have, and be everything that you desire. Until next time, David Klein Levitt.